Networking like a pro. You are always one relationship of completely changing your life, whether it's for your business, or maybe as a parent, the way you raise your kids, or for self-development purposes, where you're becoming a better leader, a better executive, a better boss, and maybe even just becoming a kinder, more generous, more giving human being. You're always that one person that you meet in your life that can change and shift you to become the ultimate, the better, the potential version of you that you always dream of. And I'm a big believer of going through a lot of relationships, what I call more of like acquaintance type of relationships, to ultimately zero in into very few inner circle relationships of people that you trust in your life, people that you look up to, people that you completely go to for advice, with knowing that that individual or those people are not judging you of who you are. And I am a byproduct of someone that have met few inner circle people in my life that have shaped me to become who I am today. I'm talking about financially. I made lots of money because few, and when I say few, I'm talking about less than maybe 2 to 3 relationships that have made me to become who I am today financially, spiritually. I think that I'm a kinder human being. I believe in a higher cause, a higher spirit, which is God in this particular case, that we all live under God, where we're not living on this earth simply just, live. I think that there's a bigger purpose after life. And also, I believe that I'm becoming a better human being today because of the few people I learned from. I became more giving, more generous, and therefore that have gave me a lot of fulfillment in my life. So I'm a big believer of meeting the few right people in your life. Before my dad passed away, he shared with me one important philosophy. He says, son, it's better to have one inner circle, someone that you trust, look up to, learn from, than thousands of acquaintances. Now, early on in my life, I didn't know what he meant by that, but now at my age today, in my phase of my life today, I completely, totally get what he's trying to say. But in order for you to find those few inner circle people in your life that you look up to, you trust, and they trust you, and you are able to bouncing ideas back and forth, no judgment, no jealousy of each other, both of you are growing, you're recreating yourself, and you are very comfortable being around that individual. You're no longer walking on eggshells. That's very important, right? You need to learn how to network. You see, most people, they network with other people and they do it in the wrong way. I want to give you a couple very important tips today for those of you who's in sales, who's an entrepreneur, who's a startup executive owner, and you want to be able to, spread yourself out and go through quantity to eventually get quality of people on your side, in your company, in your business, and ultimately you want to build some very close relationship with where you become true inner circle friends and brother and sister type of deal. I'm going to give you a couple very important tips. Okay, number 1, be interested, not interesting. If you miss somebody else, you got to shift that mindset. Instead of thinking, what do I say to this person? You need to shift that mindset of, listen, I don't need to be the loudest person in the room, but I got to be the most curious person in the room and truly trying to find out that individual you want to network with, what they do. What are some of the struggles they're going through? What make them successful? Genuinely, authentically, you want to find out about that person without thinking about you. So again, being the most interested, not the most interesting. The next thing I want to share with you is that when I started networking, and I found out when you go to a big group function, a big group with a lot of people, it's a little bit challenging because I used to be shy and introverted individual, and I found out when I go network with a smaller group of people, I felt more comfortable and confident, right? When I'm talking about smaller group, I'm talking about few people, maybe 10, 15 people type of group, and you'll be able to practice, I guess, in your verbiage, in your way of approaching people. And when you actually go to a big event one day, you are kind of ready and knowing who you need to talk to and who you might not wanting to waste your time with, right? So networking with a smaller group of people has served me very well at the beginning. On the same token, if you meet someone that's interesting to you, ask for a Zoom call, ask for a coffee. Hey, I love what you're doing. I want to learn about what you do. Can we get on a Zoom call next week for about 30 minutes? I want to learn about your business, your products, and what you do to help people. Or maybe let's get together for about an hour. I take you for a coffee. It's on me. You see, no pressure, but extremely, extremely natural, and you're inviting people to simply meet up for 30 minutes, 45 minutes for a one-on-one type of meeting, either through Zoom or through maybe a coffee meeting. Next one is crucial, is you gotta have an opener. Something it is simple, warm, real, and effective. If I met somebody at a function, here's what I would say. Jeremy, what brought you here today? Or you can say, what was the most exciting part about what you do for the last 2 years as a real estate agent? Or you can say, what's exciting about your business lately? Something short, get to the point, simple, because when you ask this kind of questions, have this kind of openers ready, you are getting people to talk about them, talking about their business. Again, you want to be the most interested, not the most interesting. On the same token, you got to be ready when somebody asks about you, what you do. Now, I see people, they spend like 10 minutes trying to explain to people what they do. Man, you're gonna lose people. People don't have 10 minutes. In 60 seconds, you gotta have a script, okay? You have to have your own version of opening about you. What you do. How long have you been doing it? What do you like about what you do? What are your product and services? Maybe at the end, share with some of the success stories of people that you help, the people that you sold product to. In 60 seconds, one more time, you need to be able to answer to the other person who's asking about you, about your profession. Does it make sense? So memorize your script, memorize your lines. I think that most people, they are underprepared and they just go out there and try to networking people, and then when somebody asks them what they do, they have absolutely zero idea how to answer that simple question. Sometimes simple does not mean it's simple unless you over-prepare for it. Okay, here's a big one. Follow up like a boss. Right after the event, immediately send out a personal text, personal message to the person and say something like this. Hey, Johnny, it was great meeting you today. What you shared with me really stuck with me. What you're doing is truly interesting. By the way, Johnny, I think that what you're doing with your business, there is a book that I highly recommend you to read. And you give the name of the book, send them the text. You don't even have to buy it. What are you doing? You're adding value. You're showing interest in the other person's business, in their interest, in their profession. That creates what? Bonding. That creates what? Connection. The last one, a lot of people don't get this one. They don't understand this is a long-term game. You gotta play the long-term game. This is not a one-night stand type of game. This is not a hit and run type of game. A lot of people trying to network with people and they try to sell their product, try to get people to buy their product, and they're trying to get people to do something that is going to be beneficial for them. But that's not how it works. When you want to network and eventually get to those few very, very important people in your life that can potentially change your life, right? So play the long-term game and constantly trying to add value to those people that you feel can also eventually one day do business with you. People who can also add value back to you. But do not ask at the beginning. Always give, be patient, connect with people. The ultimate goal is to build relationship with people, get them out, have coffee, have lunch. With all of this, meet up. Then one day, you probably will be able to meet the right mentor that can change your life, or maybe the right partner that can eventually help you to build a gigantic business and scale your business to the ultimate level. Or you meet that one friend that is going to be forever there for you when you're feeling down, depressed, and frustrated, and when you're failing. That person is going to be that one individual that will be right next to you, whether you're succeeding or failing. I hope what I'm saying make a lot of sense to you. If you're feeling my message today, click the link above, and watch another video that I done a while ago. It's called How Do You Get Loyal People to Stay With You? Post a comment below and let me know your feedbacks on today's video. And share this video to anyone that you believe would benefit out of today's message. Take care. JW here. If you like my content, comment below and download my JW Just Win app. See you next time.